creating experiences where people get a chance to really feel themselves and really expand too. I do group retreats 3 times a year. I always wanted to live abroad. In my spirit, wanted to be a nomad. I love my life and it's definitely the life that I created, but it's definitely different than self-care is about what makes you feel good and doing more of that.
I wanted to ask if you have another passion or something else that you want to talk about.
One of my programs now is Pop Life, Passion on Purpose. And it's really a group where we get to meet each week. We do movement and then we kind of like have some education around our life stages. So for example, like this month we're making medicine. So I'm teaching other women how to make medicine to heal themselves. We're going to do some stuff around detoxing next month. So I think I'm really just passionate about creating experiences for people too. That's something that's always stayed with me, even from a child. I was always like, hey, let's make a show. Let's do a show. But I think I've always just been like a natural kind of like producer or just a person that wanted to present. Now I really get a lot of joy out of creating experiences where people get a chance to really feel themselves and really expand too. I like watching that. This is one of my prompts for like journaling. What is joy? Like, what is it? What does it mean to me? I start to think about in my day to day, month to month, year to year, what are the things that really bring me joy? Like when I'm in that moment where I just am like laughing and having fun, what am I doing? And do I need to do more of that? And that's something that I pose to your audience. What is it that you're doing that brings you the most joy? Like I can honestly say that a lot of the things that I do, they bring me a lot of joy. Like seeing you swimming in the ocean for the first time and going snorkeling and all that. All of that was even just coming on the trip, period. Like I got so much joy from getting that text when you said, I'm booking it, I got my flight. You know, I feel like I've done a lot in my life. I've accomplished a lot of things. I've gotten a chance to see a lot of things and meet people. And now I really just enjoy watching other people find that for themselves, you know? And I just want to do more of that and create more moments for my audience and also for myself, you know? So as much as I say these things for you and for the people that I work with, I also check myself to make sure that I'm really on passion road. That's what I like to call it. Like, am I really doing it? And sometimes joy and passion comes from not doing anything. Like I do like to stay home a lot. I'm a homebody. Even though I can put a lot of energy out into people and into the world, I then definitely want to come home and retreat to myself and restore. So I watch a lot of period drama. So like Downton Abbey, Bridgerton. If it's in the 1800s or something, I'm probably watching it. I hardly watch any current TV. But yeah, that's what I like to do to relax. I love to be in nature. I like to take walks in the park. Where I am now, I didn't say, but I am living in Mexico. I've been traveling through Mexico for the last 2 years. I was on the beach side for a long time, and now I'm in central Mexico in Puebla, where I'm surrounded by mountains. One of the volcanoes is here, and it's just really beautiful. Like it's a whole different scene. So this is like my ground in nature where I get a chance to like be outside in nature. I love that. Just simple things.
I love that. What made you move to Mexico?
I always wanted to live abroad. I think I've always, in my spirit, wanted to be a nomad. I learned that word probably like in fourth or fifth grade, and they're like, "Oh, nomads, they move from place to place." And I'm like, "That sounds like pretty cool." They were talking about the Indians and how they move seasonally, and I'm like, "This resonates with me." And I just always hung on to that for like ever, but I never really like tapped into it. In 2020, before the and everything, I already had written on my vision board that the second half of the year, October, I was going to do like Costa Rica, Panama, and Guatemala. Mexico wasn't even on the list. But it happened, and those places were closed. So I still was like, I can still make this happen. People were still traveling. There was this whole thing going on in Mexico. Everybody was in Tulum. Everybody was in Playa. And I already been to Mexico before a lot because I worked on a cruise ship. I worked on Disney Cruise Line. So we were going to Playa and Cozumel and Tulum back in 2000. That's when I was on the ship. So I thought, you know what, let me just remix my vision board. And I just came. There wasn't really any real revelation or anything. It was just something that I wanted to do. And I was like, if I'm going to be in lockdown and stuff, why not be in lockdown in the beach? Even though I was already living in Miami, it was different. I was in a small apartment. Miami was a little crazy around that time. And I just felt like this was the time. I think that COVID came through and created like a quiet storm for a lot of people. So even though it was a terrible thing that happened, I think that a lot of people were able to expand in their life a little bit and maybe take some chances that they may not have thought about before, like taking some risks. And I think now, whatever we are in now, I
Yes.
think it really has pulled off of a layer, and maybe it's given people a little bit more gumption to reach out for their passions now more and to experience life in a deeper way, because they realize like, yo, first of all, life is short. Two, working every day, all day for someone else, not taking time for myself, for my family, whatever. Yeah, it was really just a leap of faith, go live somewhere else. And now 2 years later, I'm still here. Mexico has been really a beautiful experience for me. In the beginning, it gave me a chance to explore myself. I was living at the beach. I was really doing a lot of yoga and a lot of spiritual work. I was creating community in Playa del Carmen. I was doing full moon drum circles every month and basically brought together a lot of different local community people along with the Black expats that were there. I was doing yoni steams. I had a whole little night where all the women came over and we did this whole like community yoni steam education around that. And so it gave me a chance to really flex a lot of the things that I had been wanting to do. It was a perfect landscape for that. And as a person that is involved in culture, as far as dance, I wanted to explore the culture too. So I started taking some folkloric dance classes, seeing the different ways that people move and how connected we are in that way too, because a lot of the rhythms, are very similar. When we travel through these different countries like Central America through Latin America, we're going to see a lot of semblance. And I think that that is also just part of my passion and my purpose, is to continue to travel the diaspora and connect with other brown people, experience culture through dance and music. I feel like this year I really stepped into all that in a real unapologetic way. I love my life, and it's definitely the life that I created, but it's definitely different than what society presents for us. I'm not married, I don't have kids, I don't own a whole lot of stuff, but I invest in my experiences, and I'm working on a whole different type of currency. Like, yes, I want lots of cash, but also I know how to operate within another whole world, which is what we used to operate without this cash system. It was about, what can I offer you? What can you offer me? How can we work together? How can we collaborate? So I'm working on a different model, but I still have those moments where those deep things that are seated in us, like that we're supposed to do things a certain way, it pops up and it creeps up, but I know that that's not my truth. My truth is what's happening right now. And I know that the creator and the universe has put me in this position for a reason. I know it because of the things that you've said about your experience with me and other people that have had experience with me, and the way that I feel. And it never really feels like work. It always feels like purpose and passion. It's a really exciting time, but it can be scary too, because a lot of this stuff is unknown and we create like a new blueprint, especially as an entrepreneur or even just trying to live a different life. There's no real blueprint for that, but you're going to make it, and you're going to step out on faith and do it. And I feel like that's what we do every day. Anyone that is an artist and that is transitioning or going through different types of transformation, just know that that foundation, it really does set us up for a lot of success in different areas, like whatever things that we want to accomplish post dance or post artist career. You're really set up for it because we already have been in the trenches and we've already have the discipline and the dedication to like see it through, really see things through.
I was going to say, I feel like you are right in your purpose, not limiting yourself at all. And I just want to emphasize how much you're blessing us. And I'm glad you're posting and stuff now too, and us seeing your posts and your blogs.
I'm trying to be better
everything.
about posting, girl.
Oh, it's
That's
so
for sure.
good now. But every little thing that you have is just inspiring. We're grateful to have you in this world, to be a leader and to working your purpose. I think our purpose is always to help other people. And
Yeah.
you're really helping me. I'll say that for sure.
Thank you so much. And I'm so happy to be part of your journey in this way and for you allowing me into your space in this way too. Like, it really meant a lot to me. And I know that we're going to continue to build and grow and all of that. I'll be doing retreats next year here in Mexico. I'm going to do one here in Puebla because I really want to show people how beautiful it is here. And so people that like want to be outside and do hiking, horseback riding, we're going to do some hot springs that are all around here. And then we'll do a beach one again, like we did for you. And yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited to see what the new year brings. I'm excited because I'm going to be 50 and now I can be like, yo, I'm 50. because now I'm like in between, right on the edge, and I feel good about it. I definitely feel great. I mean, like I said, we're making our own blueprint, and as much as, of course, we want to make plans, plans always change. So, I'm flexible, but I'm definitely going in with like a little bit of clarity around what it is that I'm doing, and I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for the work and the people that have really poured into me and allowed me to be part of their journey, because it's really helped to create something that I feel is really special. One last thing I wanted to say is, when we talk about wellness and we talk about self-care and all that, I really emphasize that there's no right or wrong way to do it. Self-care is about what makes you feel good and doing more of that. If you don't get up in the morning, then you don't need a morning routine. Okay. And I'm just going to say that. Like, my morning routine happens at like 10, because I'm not getting up at sunrise, because that's not me. I'm a
Yeah,
sunset person.
love that.
And so, I find that a lot of people end up having a lot of anxiety around putting together their self-care action plans. And I'm like, yo, no, do what feels good to you and just do that. That's it. It doesn't have to look a certain way. You don't got to show up wearing a certain type of outfit, nothing like that. Just do what you like doing and do more of that. Do what you like doing.
I remember you were saying, as far as working out, it doesn't have to be
Mhm.
like this long thing or just this certain kind
No.
of way. And it really resonated with me, because you were like, you may do 15 minutes a day, just making sure you do something every day, and
Yeah.
whatever you feel. It could be a walk, it could be a stretch. And I really like
Mhm.
that, because some of
Because
us get so stuck.
we get so stuck, and we have enough stress and anxiety without making the thing that's supposed to make us feel better also making you have anxiety, because that also, like, I want your self-care to be fun, because my thing is, it's a lifestyle. So if I'm doing it, it must feel good. I like it. Even if I don't really like it. I mean, sometimes, like, I don't always want to eat healthy, but I need to eat healthy like 80% of the time, so that I can 20% go eat this macaroni and cheese or whatever, like, we only live once. We don't need to put a lot of these barriers around us. We need to just create something that is sustainable. And I'm all about sustainability. So for me, I'm not doing anything for an hour per se. Okay. Like, I just am not anymore. So 30 minutes, I'm going to be on my mat doing some sun salutations, whatever. I'm going to jump rope. I might give you 100 swings. Okay. Boom, I'm done. And then I'm walking. I walk a lot. Other days, like, I might feel like doing more of a, workout or dance. I love to dance. So I'm gonna dance around my house and do something, move. If you find yourself like getting bored with whatever your routine is, then just find something new. Try something new.
Yeah. We're having such a good conversation, but okay, I'll limit it to two more questions. I know that you were talking about a lot of like good spiritual moments, and I wanted to know one of the most magical or spiritual awakening moments that you've had in Mexico so far.
Well, for sure, it was ayahuasca. So I did ayahuasca, maybe it's been a year, in November or something, in Playa del Carmen. And ayahuasca, if you don't know, it's a plant medicine. They grow it in the Amazon. It's like the seed of the soul type of a plant, because it's really supposed to help you get in touch with your inner self. And you're usually out in the jungle and you're surrounded by different people. There's a lot of music and things that go on. It's something I always wanted to do, but as with anything, timing, divine timing. So in this particular time, I just felt really ready. For me, I went through 3 different phases. One was control, like giving up control, because once you fall asleep for a little bit, and then something happens. So people start to, or whatever, there's music going on, like, you see stuff. And maybe your mind is like, I don't want to lose control. Like, I just want to hold on to everything. But the ayahuasca is like, yo, you can try to hold on as much as you can, but you about to be gone. And
Wow.
so I let go. And then the other journey was like loss, like, just loss that I've had in my life, people that have died young that I just never really, like, maybe I didn't make terms with that. I felt their spirits there that night. And then lastly, I felt the energy of like all my ancestors surrounding me, letting me know that I was supported, and also that it was okay for me to kind of shed who I always was, who I thought I was, and that I could step totally into this new thing that I'm doing and who I am now. I have what I need to do the work that I'm trying to do, and that I don't need to like apologize for it. I don't need to try to back away from it, that I can step in and totally be open to that. And I think that that was something that I really needed. And that kind of led to my first retreat, which was called Shed and Bloom, because that's what that experience was. So I still do Shed and Bloom retreats because I feel like that really is what we're doing. Like we're shedding off of these like old ideas, these old limitations, these old barriers, and we're opening up to more expansion and to bloom, into something totally different.
Wow.
I really do believe that everybody should have an experience of doing it. You just have to find the right experience, the right people to do it around. I'll be doing some more plant medicine stuff as we grow, but for now, I mostly facilitate cacao ceremonies. And cacao is like a nut, kind of like a coffee bean, and you open it and you grind it just like coffee, but it's a heart opener. So I feel, for me personally as a facilitator, that's what I would do. Now, if I do ayahuasca, I go to someone else and I would bring other people to the person that, facilitates that. But yeah, I definitely think that ayahuasca is a great way to really see yourself and have some downloads. So maybe that'll be in your future for 2023.
Ooh, it may be a while. That scared me. It's cool, but I'm like, I ain't ready.
Like for you, I would definitely go with the cacao. It's lighter, it's
We'll
not a
start with that.
hallucinogen. It really kind of just settles you and gives you a chance to just feel your body. Like I would start there.
Baby steps, baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps. You gotta know.
Okay, so we're on the 10-minute mark again. So the second thing I did want to just ask, and maybe just a quick little bullet point, I do want to mention your book because that's an accomplishment.
My Dancing with Naima book, that was a personal passion of mine too. I've always been a good writer, but I don't really spend a lot of time doing it, and I need to do it more. So probably like maybe it's been 4 or 5 years now, I wrote this book, Dancing with Naima, that basically documents her first day of dance school. So it's a great book that gives you life lessons about being on time. She's eating healthy. And then there's like instruction on basic foundational ballet steps, positions. And then there's a glossary in the back. So if you have like a little tiny dancer at home, it's a perfect book. And then you can be at home and practice with her. And it's on Amazon, Dancing with Naima. So it's a great Christmas gift for anybody, or anytime gift whenever this airs. So you can get it anytime.
Amazing. With that, we're going to do a quick fire session. And I just want you to promote and tell us where to find you and anything you want to add.
All right. So again, my name is Desiree. My company is called Root and Align, Route. I spell it that way because it's about roots, and it's a wellness and travel company. And I feel like your roots really kind of are rooted in your root, if that makes sense. So ROOTS, exactly. So my website is www.rootandalign.com. What I'm doing right now, I have a wellness alignment plan. It's a 4-week plan to jumpstart all your wellness things. So it comes with like movement once a week. You also get an herbal consultation and some recommendations around different herbs that you can take for your overall wellness maintenance. And then you get like a self-care calendar, and it really just gives you a boost to kind of like get started again. And then I also do a bigger container for 3 months where it's really getting stuff done. Like sometimes once you go through this program, you feel open and you have a lot of things that you want to accomplish, and I help you do that. So if you have goals that you're working on as far as like your business goals or even personal goals, you want to travel more. I have one person that's coming on sabbatical here for a month. I help you set those things up. Or if you want to live abroad, or just different things. It's more like accountability and confidence to help you get to where you need to be. And then I have my monthly container, Pop Life. So that's Passion on Purpose. And we get together once a week and we do yoga, movement, dance. And then we usually have some education, something around, the feminine life stages. So it could be herbalism, it could be intimacy, talking about perimenopause, menopause, talking about dating, talking about traveling, talking about business things. I bring different people into for that. So all of that stuff is on my website, rootandalign.com. Also, everything Root and Align on Instagram, Facebook. So you can follow me in all of those places.
Yes. Thank you so much. And I do encourage anybody interested in just venturing out and just want to explore to visit that website and go to a retreat or start with the pop-up or, just
Mhm.
anything that you want to, please visit. It's really a treat. And I'm sure once you start with one thing, you'll want to do a lot of other things.
I love it. That's the whole idea, is to kind of create this community where we do things together and then we just grow. Like what I've found is even with the women that I meet at the retreats, they continue to work together, or maybe there's something that you need or you need a VA or whatever. Oh, here's this person. Like that's what I want to create. I want us to be able to reach in and be like, hey, I can help you with that. Oh, I can help you with that. Oh, you want to do this? Great. There's this person. Putting people together. That's what I love. I love connecting people together.
Yeah, the group that we had for her retreat, we still talk. I just
And
talked.
I love it because it was a really special group. Like I know that for sure. Anybody that is looking to travel, I do group retreats 3 times a year. So this year it's going to be like the first week in May, the first week in August, and then the end of October. But you can always do one-on-one customized retreats anytime. If you have a weekend and you're like, yo, I want to come to Mexico and do wellness things, you can book those with me too. So hit the website. You can sign up for all the information and good things like that. And Pysa, thank you so much. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of the show. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you, and I love you. And
I
yeah,
love you too.
this was awesome. So thanks, and have a good night.
Too.
Bye.
Bye.